Alright, today I'm going to be playing Dragon Age Origins. I do have the Ultimate Edition, so we do have the DLC. So, obviously, have Awakening and Origins. I'm going to start in Origins. Now, this first video will probably just be character creation and maybe the beginning part of the story. The opening cinematics here.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Alright. Gotta love the opening cinematics. So I will be going with male, but you've got different races. Humans get strength, dexterity, magic, and cunning. Elves get willpower and magic. Elves are real good mages. Dwarves, you get strength, dexterity, 2 to constitution, and they have a 10% resistance to hostile magic. That's really good if you're a warrior, because the warriors obviously are the biggest target on the battlefield. Now, I will be going with a human. I'm going to go with a warrior. I am actually going to be starting. I'm going to go with a dual blade warrior. As humans, you only have the human noble as your starting background. If you go with elves, so let's let you say an elven warrior, you can go with the Dalish elf, which is you're out away from everyone, or you can go with a city elf, which is, growing up in human settlements. Dwarves, you have either a commoner or a noble. And then if you go with a mage, you are in the tower. So we're going to go human warrior. I typically go with an elven mage, so I'm switching it up a little bit. Going to go with the
Greetings.
Dual blade warrior. I am going to leave the normal name in there. There is a preset I like to use, which is this one actually. I don't know, I just really like this preset. Let's go ahead and pick voice.
Greetings. Charmed, I'm...
Greetings.
Greetings.
How do you do?
Greetings.
How do you do?
Damn! Lost the spell!
I like that one. So we're going to go next. Now, let's see. I know for dual blade, you want dexterity. And then we're not going to worry a whole bunch about Constitution because he's not going to be the main tank. So right now we're going to put into those. So let's see, what do we want? You know what? Why not? We've got the cunning for it. Alright, so because I wish you could get rid of that. I like going with the warrior because you get the warrior talents. You can also do dual weapon, archery, weapon shield, or two-handed. Obviously, you can see that skill requires strength that I don't have. So we're going to go with... We're going to go precise striking and we'll go with dual weapon training so he does more to normal damage. I'm going to be playing on normal. Some people might, go for harder. For the sake of the Let's Play, I'm going to do normal. Loading screens.
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Hyera, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown, not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial Darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True. That we both had less grey in our hair then. And we fought all legions, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Pup, I didn't see you there. Hal, you remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
Alright, so I have played through this a little bit. I have not beat the game yet. But
My daughter Delilah asked after you. Perhaps I should bring her next time.
I already know. I don't like this guy. You'll see why in a little bit.
As you get older, those years make less difference. A lesson often hard won.
I doubt he'll be receptive, Hal. My fierce boy has his own mind these days, make her bless his heart.
Temperament to match his fighting skill. Well done, your lordship.
At any rate, Pup, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle. Now, that's what I'd like to hear. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Cousland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
Yes. Yes, he has.
They are the heroes of legend, who ended the Blights and saved us all. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow Wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is one of my sons we're talking about. I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone? In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me.
So there is a lot of talking in this first little bit, with them talking in the dialogue.
You'll have plenty of time after we're gone. We must discuss the battle plans in the south. Be a good lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
So now we get to actually run around for a little bit. Oh, tutorials. Why they just won't let me get out of you. So now we are going to go get our dog.
There you are. Your mother told me the Tyrn had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave. No matter how the maids try to keep him out, he always finds a way in. You know these Mabari hounds. They listen only to their master, Anyone else risks having an arm bitten off. I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
And
Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
So now we have Sir Gilmore with us. He is the knight that Duncan was actually supposed to be here to recruit. But that aside, let's go get our dog.
Going.
Now, let me see. Yeah, I just have what they gave me, so I can't. They always start you off with Shield Bash, whether you want to go with a shield or not.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you! Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down. A blight wolf is what he is. How am I supposed to work like this?
Oh dear. Mistress, calm down, please.
That's it. I'll quit. Inform the Turner. I'll go and cook at some nice estate in the Banorn.
Nan, please. We'll get the dog. Calm down.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
And another... Oh yeah. The armor you get here, if you can see there, indestructible. Alright, are you done yelling at me with the tutorial? There we go.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here? He does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait, did you hear that?
Now, I always name my dog Rex. Don't know why, that's just what I go with. So...
Am I reduced to the post of rat catcher?
All right.
Good work! Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all. Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
And now, we have our trusty dog, Rex. I like Rex, he's awesome.
And I'm off.
Now, one thing I tend to do in games like this is I tend to loot everything.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
So, I loot everything. Just be forewarned. You can actually find some really neat stuff by looting everything. So...
Look at him now. Snuck into my larder once again and makes off like a free thief, he does.
Oh, mistress, there are rats in the larder. Big ones.
Looks like the dog killed them.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lord. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
They are now terrified of the rats. And I have my dog. What could be better? Now, I don't have lockpicking because I'm a warrior. I could have gone with a rogue. You get a rogue eventually. I think the warrior has better stats and armor for doing the dual blade. I know that's kind of a rogue specialty, but this is kind of how I play it.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my younger son. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled? Well, at least one of us will have had a decent dinner. Perhaps your hound left something I can feed my guests. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon. You're too kind, dear boy. Didn't I spend half the salon shamelessly flirting with you?
Right in front of your family, too.
You remember my son, Dyron. I believe you two sparred in the last tourney.
And you beat me handily, as I recall. It's good to see you again, my lord.
So, here's one of the fun parts.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great honor, my lord. I have heard many wonderful things about you.
Don't look now, Eleanor. But I believe the girl has a crush on your lad.
Lady Landra!
Hush, Landra. You'll turn the poor thing scarlet.
As it pleases you, my lord.
I do this just because it's fun.
Rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your lordship.
Like I said, there's a lot of talking in this. Yeah, I this is just a funny thing to do.
All right.
You can have a history lesson with what's his name? Aldous. There are a lot of names in this game that I am going to mispronounce horribly. I will just say that right now.
That is a wonderful dog. He seems very noble and intelligent. Greetings once again, my lord. My lord is very kind. Thank you. Are we doing just that? What else did you have in mind? I see. I think I might like that. If I come to your door once everyone is asleep, would that be agreeable, my lord? Until tonight, then.
But yeah, you get to have her with you in your room when everything goes to shit.
Good evening, my lord.
Sorry, I will try and keep my language clean because I do want this to be a family-friendly channel. Obviously, this game does have a good bit of violence in it. So do be warned about that, but as far as everything else, I do want to keep it clean. So when you see your dog digging around in places, sometimes you can talk to him. Ask him if he sees anything interesting. And like this, he found us a cake. You can find cake. I've actually